This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Okay, it's Tuesday and it seems to be getting into a bit of a routine on a Tuesday that I do a top 5 style video. Should really start calling it Top 5 Tuesdays, shouldn't I? You know what it's like, top 5 performances by such and such a band. Or I've done the last couple of weeks I've done my top 5 bucket list guitars. And there's a chap left a comment underneath the last one where he said, keep these videos going, they're really interesting. How about your top 5 guitars, money no object, So I wish I could show you the comment actually, but it seems to have disappeared. I've noticed that's been happening a lot lately. As soon as I reply to a comment, it gets lost somehow or other. That's not my doing, in case you're wondering where your comment's going. That's just, IT doing IT kind of things and whatever. Anyway, so yes, money no object. So what I thought I'd do, rather than just money no object guitars, I thought I'd do a money no object rig, because I've never really done that before. So what we're going to look at today is, my tastes in guitars, which tend to run more to the traditional, Strats, Teles, Les Pauls. So I've decided to go for, a money no object Strat style guitar, a money no object Telecaster style guitar, a money no object Les Paul style guitar, an amp to plug them into, and maybe a pedal to shove in the front end of it all, just to kind of boost it a little bit when necessary. So here's my money no object rig. Okay, so filling the Strat category on this money no object shopping list, we've got the Pensa MK2 quilt top RW caramel, whatever that is. Anyway, it's basically, as you can see, a Mark Knopfler guitar. I think that's Chamonde mahogany body. Is that a typo? I'm not sure. Quilted maple top, mahogany neck, rosewood fretboard, 22 Dunlop 6105 frets, bone nut stop tail bridge, Spurzl non-locking machine heads, Lindy Fralin pickups, 5-way switch, master volume and master tone. I looked at this guitar ages ago in a series of videos that I was doing. I think it was called What? How Much? And I did say at the time that it was a tad ostentatious, and it probably is. Especially those, kind of gemstones there on the volume and tone controls. But the thing is, once you start getting into, boutique prices for guitars, 7,300 quid, then you tend to have a choice between two things, either ostentatious like this. Let's have a close-up look at it again. Let's go with this one. There it is. Or relict and knackered looking, something that looks like it's been buried in a peat bog for 40 years. So if I've got to choose between the two, I'll go with this look, thank you very much. The one piece of equipment on a Strat that has always been a bit redundant for the way I play is the trem. So nice take on a stop tail Strat there, putting the Tune-o-matic on there. So yes, that would be what would be fulfilling the Strat category in this list. Let's move on to the Telecaster. The Sir Classic T Antique Vintage Natural Maple Fingerboard SSC2. Let's have a look and see. Well, let's have a look at the guitar first of all. It looks much more understated, doesn't it, than the previous guitar. It looks just like a Telecaster, basically. It's not having to shout about what it is. Anybody in the know will see that name on the headstock and go, oh yeah, okay, I get it. Basically, you probably know all about Sir guitars, but John Sir was, he was originally in partnership with Rudy Pensa, who makes this guitar that we've just looked at, Pensa Sir guitars. But they split, and John Sir went to work for the Fender Custom Shop, and now he's out on his own building rather fantastic guitars. So what have you got here? Classic T body shape, Swamp Ash body, Bakelite pickguard, that takes you back to the 50s, doesn't it? Nitro lacquer, Oh, yeah, it's a little bit aged, but it's not shouting about it, I suppose. I didn't notice that, or else that might have influenced me not to put this on the list. I'm not a fan of aged guitars, basically, but it's light, including checking and light dings, so I suppose we can let that one through. Stainless steel frets, compound radius fretboard, basically everything. It does everything that you expect a Telecaster to do, but, you know, to like sort of military specifications. Basically, it's just, everything is just that little bit better than you would expect it to be, and all of these little things all add up, I guess, you know, law of diminishing returns, basically. So anyway, we need a Les Paul style guitar to go along with all of this, and this is what I would get here. This is a Heritage Custom Shop Core Collection. Heritage guitars, let's have a quick look at the pictures, and I'll tell you what's going on with Heritage guitars. Basically, they're a bunch of old Gibson employees who stuck around in the old Gibson factory to make guitars the old way, basically, and a rather fine job they make of it too. I first came to know about these guitars because Gary Moore's 1989 album After the War featured him holding one of these on the front cover, so that's where I got to know about them. So what we got here, we got one-piece ultra lightweight mahogany body, premium curly maple top, nitrocellulose vintage gloss finish, hand-shaped 50s C neck, you know, distinguished headstock. That's what I like about this. You know, let's look at the full shot of it. You're not going to kind of have a quick glance at that and mistake it for a Gibson. It is a guitar that has its own identity, although it does follow, you know, the kind of expected rules for that style of Les Paul style guitar. 3,800 quid if you want one of those. So we've got the three guitars. Now we need something to plug them into. And, well, this is the holy grail of amplifiers, isn't it, really? Dumble Overdrive Special Combo, the amp of choice for many players, including, in this case, this one used to belong to Joe Bonamassa. But, you know, you look at Dumble amplifiers are highly regarded by the world's best guitarists, including Joe Bonamassa, Keith Urban, Larry Carlton, Stevie Ray Vaughan, John Mayer, and many more. They missed Robin Ford off that list, which is, if I could have something that would get me, you know, even within spitting distance of Robin Ford's tone, then that would make me a very happy camper indeed. Can we scroll through these pictures? I don't know, let's just, there we go. So, Dumble amplifiers are, you know, hand-built by one chap who builds one amplifier at a time, and as Rhett Shull said in a video that he did about them, imagine if Marshall amplifiers were only made by one bloke, just making them one at a time on his bench. Hello, there's my phone going. Should have put it on silent. That would, you know, justify, the rarity would justify the price. Interestingly, no price here. Basically, if you got to ask the price, you can't afford it. But, you know, in our fantasy world here, we don't have to ask the price. Then I'm going to need some kind of pedal to run in the front of it. And, well, how about one of these, a 1981 Ibanez TS808 Tube Screamer for £1,250. You all know about the Tube Screamer. It's an iconic pedal, and truth be told, does this, or would this 1,250 quid Tube Screamer from 1981 sound any better or any different to the 20 quid Behringer Tube Screamer clone that I've just did a video on the other day? Probably not. The reason for the price here is it's a collector's item, but you know, when you're shopping for a money no object kind of thing, then you know, collector's items are some of the things that you look at, and you know, so that would be the pedal that would go into the front of this. Let's just have a quick recap. I would have this to fulfill any Stratty kind of duties. I would have this to fulfill any Telecaster style duties, and this one would scratch the Les Paul itch. This is what they're all going to be plugged into, and when I want to do some shouty lead guitar stuff, this is what's going to be pushing the front end of the amp. So there you go, folks. Let me know what your money no object rig would be. So there you go. That's, if I had, a billionaire's checkbook or Amex card or something, and I was going to treat myself to, the best rig I could get, that would probably be it. Let me know what your 5 choices were. Your lottery win comes up or something like that, the Euro Millions or whatever, and, you can just go out and indulge yourself. What would your choice of, rig be under those circumstances? I love reading the comments when you chaps tell me, what your thoughts on these kind of things are. So please do feel free to get busy in the comment section. And that is pretty much it for today, folks. Hope you've enjoyed the video, found it reasonably entertaining and, droolsome, looking at all those fantastic pieces of kit. And if that's the case, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so. And why not give me a like while you're at it? Don't forget the live stream, Friday, 5 PM UK time, where we talk about guitars, we talk about music, we drink beer, and a fine time is had by all. Fantastic way to kick off the weekend, and I would love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.